Hello and welcome to the Random Access Show, and I'm Olympanopoulos, and in today's episode we'll be talking about what our friends over at Google have revealed at their I.O. conference this week. There's lots to get through, so sit tight and enjoy. I'm Olympanopoulos and you're listening to the Random Access Show. Hello and welcome to the Random Access Show. I'm Leon Panopoulos, and today is very nostalgic. We're going back to the very first topic of the very first episode of this show that I ever recorded. If you remember, my very first episode was on Google I.O., the 2022 edition, and now we're back here 15 episodes later. 15? Maybe more. 15 episodes later, talking about Google I.O. 2023. And I can tell you right now, there's a lot more that happened in 2023's conference than in 2022. I've got a huge list right here in front of me, and so I'm going to get actually straight into it, because why not? So actually, let me give you a bit of background information on Google I.O. and what it is. Basically, Google I.O. is the annual conference that Google holds where they release all their new products. They also have a bit of a focus on developers there as well. Last year they released their Pixel 6a series. This year they've also released their Pixel 7a series. And so there's a lot that happens there. It's a very innovative conference, and it's always a great conference to be looking at for Google's latest products. And a bit of a theme that we saw here in this year's conference was that a lot of these products that they released, a lot of them include AI and have some sort of AI implemented within them. So artificial intelligence, I've done a few episodes on it. And they have definitely come to the rise, and Google is at the forefront of it, I'd say. But yeah, let's get straight into it. With a new feature coming to Google Maps called Immersive View for Routes. It allows you to see what the traffic, what the weather, what the route will look like in the future. So it allows you to find out more about your route, and allows you to plan your trip a bit better. It gives you insights into what it will look like at the time you want to go. So say I want to go to Woolworths in an hour's time. What will the traffic look like by then? Is it better if I go a bit earlier? Is it better if I go a bit later to avoid traffic? What will the weather be like? And it really allows you to have a better insight into your trip, especially if you're going on a very long trip, if you're going on a road trip, or you're traveling to Canberra from Sydney, or to Canberra from Melbourne, or wherever, interstate. It allows you to plan out your trip quite a bit better, and it even includes a time slider to see air quality information, and how the route will change throughout the day as things change throughout the day, and as factors change throughout the day. So basically, it allows you to better understand your route before you actually go, in case you want to make changes to it. Next up, I'm going to talk about Magic Editor. It's a new camera feature on Pixel phones that is AI powered, and it will allow you to edit photos better. Now, it's not as much of an update as some of the other things I'm going to mention here, but it allows you to edit photos a lot better, more complex, more detailed edits into your photos, and it's all powered by artificial intelligence. So it's a neat feature for anyone who does that. I saw in the example photo, right? The person had their bag on in the photo, and they didn't want their bag on in the photo, so they edited it out with the Magic Editor. And it looked very realistic, like the bag was never there. And it's pretty cool what AI can do. And yeah, you'll see some pretty scary things as well as I proceed into the episode. There's another feature called Magic Compose, which helps you to rewrite text messages. So kind of like a Grammarly, but a bit better and a bit more sophisticated. I think, actually, Grammarly's released an AI product called Grammarly. Is it Grammarly Go? I saw it the other day. I haven't checked it out. I haven't seen much about it online, but it could be pretty good. I think they're trying to get themselves back into the space because, well, after ChatGPT and other language models came out, they're losing a bit of their space, I think, in the writing area. But it's so Magic Compose is kind of like a Grammarly for text messages. It allows you to rewrite it to make it sound more formal and gives you ideas as well. So yes, it's pretty good. They also released their newest large language model, which is an AI language model. It's called Palm, PALM number 2, which will power the updated Bard, Google Bard. If you don't know what that is, check out my episode on it. It's episode 4 of this season. And it will power the updated Bard and, quote, functions as the foundation model for most of the new AI features the company is announcing, unquote. So it's basically their base model, their base language model for most of their new AI stuff. And speaking of Bard, it's now available to everybody. They're removing it from the waitlist in over 180 countries, and it will be available to everybody with new Japanese and Korean support. So not just English, Japanese and Korean, and they're hoping to reach up to 40 languages sometime in the near future. So that would be pretty cool. Hopefully they get some Greek in there or some Arabic. Actually, I'm surprised they didn't choose Arabic. I wonder why they chose Japanese and Korean. Not the most spoken languages in the world. You'd think they chose maybe Russian or Arabic or Mandarin Chinese. But and it's now able to use images in responses. So to collect images from the web and use those images as part of their responses. And it's also Google's partnered with Adobe, the controversial company as of late, for art generation capabilities. So integrating art generation capabilities into Bard. So that's going to be pretty interesting. AI art generation is pretty creepy, pretty freaky, and I've seen it. I read an article the other day about copyright issues with using AI-generated art in copyrighted works. So this person used Midjourney, the popular AI program, to create artworks and to put it in their book, and they tried copyrighting the book, and the copyright application, it was denied because of it. It wasn't their original works; it was by AI, and so there's been a bit of a fight there. And I'm interested to see what happens in that case. But art generation capabilities with Bard. Let's see how that turns out. Google's Workspace, so formerly G Suite, Google Workspace has some new features, all AI features, including automatic table generation in Google Sheets, which is their Excel competitor, as well as image creation in Google Slides and Google Meet. So what that is allows you to type in what kind of image you want, and the AI will make that image for you. So that is basically what we're seeing in Bard, except Bard specified art generation capabilities. So that might be a bit different, like maybe digital paintings or something like that. Whereas this feature in Slides and Meet will possibly be something a bit different, where it's actually like Midjourney and creates the AI image for you. or DALL-E. Next up, Music LM, so music language model, I'm assuming, is it's an experimental AI program that turns text into music. So I've recently had a project, and for French, we've had to do a song for French class, and I thought, me and my partner, none of us wanted to sing, and no one in our class wanted to sing our song either. So our teacher recommended that we use AI to for text to voice, text to sing. Now, AI is not that advanced at all, which is what we found out in this project. So maybe Music LM will be a bit different. I don't know if Music LM is gonna be an AI singer as well. But it will be a feature I'll be looking forward to in the future. I'm quite certain that it will be coming sometime in the future. It's inevitable, I reckon. Google Search has some new features, specifically about AI. AI. So a new feature shows an About This Image button when you're looking at an image, which allows you to see if the image is AI generated, which will be extremely useful, but I'm sure that there'll be people that can find a way around that. Showing that their image is not AI generated. I'm sure it will happen pretty soon. People find loopholes. But according to TechCrunch, they're also experimenting with an AI-powered conversational mode, quote unquote. Apparently, users are shown recommended next steps when they are searching, as well as they'll have an AI-powered summary of key information displayed, as well as links for further study. Similar to actually a Brave search feature that I've seen. When you click on one of the suggested or recommended steps, it will go to a new conversation mode where more questions can be asked, and so that will be quite interesting. I'm assuming that's powered by Bard, and there'll also be you'll be able to AI will be implemented a bit more into Google's search. And apparently there'll be a new perspectives filter. Now, I don't have much information on what that will be, but apparently it will allow you to find links from certain websites a bit easier, apparently. We're going to go into another tool, AI tool. Again, most of this stuff is actually AI products here. But yeah, it's a new tool called Sidekick, integrated into Google Docs, is designed to help provide better prompts, quote unquote. So when you're writing, it's a writing assistance thing. Are people getting lazier these days? Do they need AI to tell them what to write? I think people were doing just fine without it. But yeah, it's gonna raise a lazier generation, I reckon. Another tool, AI tool, is Cody. Now, Cody is something I might actually benefit from as a bit of a programmer. It's a code completion tool, and if you're a developer out there, programmer, you'd know Copilot, the GitHub Codespaces integration, which is AI-powered suggestions and code completion. And Cody is basically Google's answer to this, because Google and Microsoft have that massive rivalry. Google's Find My Device app has also received some improvements about alerts for unknown trackers. So, those trackers, AirTags and Tile, whatever else other brands there are. But yeah, so there's now support for AirTags, and you'll get proactive alerts about unknown trackers that are following you. So it's pretty good, and it's pretty scary that we needed to get to this point. Pixel 7a. Now, there's not much to say about the Pixel 7a except for the fact that it is a slightly higher pixel density camera, and it's basically just a budget version of the Pixel 7. Now, last year, when I did my first ever episode, we were talking about the 6a, and the 6a was very controversial, in which it didn't have its headphone jack. I went on a bit of a rant about that, but this year, yeah, no headphone jack still, but I'm not surprised. But yeah, nothing really big about the 7a. It's under $500 US. It's actually $499, and it was released in India yesterday or the day before. And people, it's a new phone. There hasn't really been much added to it from the it's standard smartphone. This is a really cool one, a really cool project that I want to talk about here. It's called Project Tailwind. It's an AI-powered notebook that it's an experimental one that takes free-form notes, and it takes those notes that you've written down just randomly, and it organizes them and it summarizes them. Now, that's according to that's taken from TechCrunch, and it organizes and summarizes those notes for you. I find this really helpful. All right, I'm not a massive fan of bringing AI into my life, but I think that if we can use it to help us in a way that is not intrusive in our lives, then it can work for us. It can benefit us. You have to make it work for you, though. You can't let yourself work for it. And that's actually a quote I got from an article that I read in a magazine. But yeah, Project Tailwind, it's a notebook that I would actually use. So it's typed notes, obviously, but it's actually quite helpful. If you don't want to organize it yourself, and maybe you're a bit lazy, but if you don't have the time to either, it's quite helpful. But it's experimental, and it, obviously with everything experimental, it may not end up being released to the public. Generative AI wallpapers are coming soon to Android. So AI will create a wallpaper for you based on your mood and your how you use your phone, which is a bit creepy and a bit cool, actually. Wear OS 4. So that's the watch operating system, the smartwatch operating system for Android watches. Has improved battery life, new accessibility features, including text-to-speech. Which, are you using text-to-speech on a watch? I don't know how you would be doing that. People always complain about keyboards on watches, but new accessibility features, including text-to-speech. But yeah, there's not much to say about that there, as well as improved developing features for developers creating watchOS faces. Remember at the start of the episode I told you there would be some creepy stuff about AI here? Yeah, well, here it is. Universal Translator. You upload a video, it translates that video into a new language, and here's the scary part. It syncs the lips of the speaker in the video with the new language. Now, to me, that's scary, right? How scary is that? You're getting if I uploaded a video of myself, you're getting your own lips synced to stuff that you've never even said before, that you were never speaking in a different language, right? Who's going to stop them? What's going to stop them from doing that with, the same language, words that you've never said before with the same language, syncing your lips to it, right? This is extremely scary. This is where deepfakes get into AI and all of that sort of stuff, right? This needs to be stopped. This is where the government needs to come in and intervene and interfere and say, no, this can't happen, right? This is extremely, extremely freaky. Right, and if we let this get too far, there are going to be a lot of people that are very angry, and there will be a lot of court cases of, fraud and all that sort of stuff from celebrities and all that who have had their videos of themselves posted online of them saying things that they never said, which we've already seen without AI as well. But a very interesting product came out as well. The Pixel tablet. It's finally come out. We spoke about it last year in last year's episode. They hinted at a 2023 release, and we finally got it this year. And the feature that is most surprising is the dock. Now, this dock makes the tablet look like a Google Nest Hub. Right? If you don't know what a Google Nest Hub is, it's their smart home hub thing, and it makes it look like a Google Nest Hub. So that dock is a speaker as well as a charger as well as just a standalone dock. And it's actually pretty cool. It's great for like watching YouTube when you're cooking and stuff like that. But if we talk about the tablet, it's got a 10.95 inch display, so basically an 11-inch display at 2560 by 1600, 8 megapixel front-facing camera capable of 1080p at 30 fps recording. Same on the back for the recording specs. There's a physical toggle for turning off the mic and camera, so that's obviously for privacy reasons. We've seen that on laptops before, like an actual camera shield and stuff like that, and hardware switches for turning off the mic. It runs on the Tensor G2 chip, like the Pixel 7 and 7a do. It's 8 gigabytes of RAM, and you can choose between 128 or 256 gigs of storage, and according to Google, up to 12 hours battery life, but I'd take that as around 8 to 10 hours battery life. Obviously as you start using it as well, it might become 6. But it's pretty good spec list, pretty good looking tablet, I must say. It's a pretty good looking tablet. But it's something we've been waiting for ages and ages and ages now, and we finally got it. And speaking of things that we've been waiting ages and ages for, finally, the Pixel Fold, the second biggest smartphone manufacturer to release a foldable smartphone. And all we need to see now is Apple releasing the iPhone Fold. Apparently, I've seen rumors that it will come out with the iPhone 17. So what's that, in 2025? 2025. But we don't know. That's just rumors. But the Pixel foldable Pixel phone unveiled on May the 4th, obviously, Star Wars Day. So that's actually before the conference. The conference was on May the 10th, US date. And Google has allegedly been working on it for 5 years. Now, that's according to TechCrunch. 5 years working on the Pixel Fold. I want to know what took them so long. Apparently, the software is the best part of the whole Fold. They've really fine-tuned the software experience. Apparently, they've obviously optimized their own apps, Google's own apps, Gmail and YouTube, especially for the Pixel Fold, so that it works well with the foldable smartphone. But it will be pretty cool to see. I'm not a fan of foldable smartphones to use, but I am a fan of looking at them, and I think they're pretty cool. But yeah, let's see how the release goes. See how many phones they sell. Play Store. The Play Store has got tons of new features. Mainly, some of them were for developers and some of them were for the consumers. So for the developer, AI listings. So the AI writes the description of the app. All you need to do is write in a few prompts, and the AI will write in the description for the app for you. So no more seeing spelling mistakes in the app description or the app summary. I'd expect not to, because the AI will be writing it for the people that choose to get the AI to write it for them. So good for the developer. I think, again, how long is that going to save you? 10 minutes? 15 minutes? There's also now summary of the app reviews. So whatever reviews of the app there have been, there's a summary with a few ifs. It's only in English and only for positive reviews. So Don't expect to see a summary of the negative reviews there because well, they wouldn't want that, would they? And here's the part that I'm disappointed in. Promotional content updates. So an update to the way promotional content appears on the Play Store. So, a promoted app. In-app event promotions are now in new places, including the Play Store notifications. So you'll receive Play Store notifications when there is an in-app event promotion for a sponsored app. In the For You section on the Apps and Games tab within the actual Play Store app, you get promotional content updates within Play Store search results and even on the search screen itself on the Play Store before the query has even been typed in. So you're gonna see ads and ads and ads everywhere in the Play Store for apps that you didn't even want. All right, it is going to be annoying. This is one of the times I'm glad that I do not own an Android phone. All right, because it makes me feel good for having my iPhone, right? Because my iPhone doesn't give me promotional updates about random apps from the App Store that aren't even spelled properly, right? Do they need to do this? Aren't companies meant to be for the consumer, not for the other side? I don't know. I agree with a bit of a balance between for the consumer and for the producer, but this is where it gets a bit iffy, right? It's a bit intrusive, these ads, and I don't want them intruding on my, if I'm playing my game, right, am I going to get a notification for some random app that, because Play Store decided that I might want it, or because Play Store got $500 from an ad? I don't like it. Google's health platform called Health Connect is currently in beta and will be available with the Android 14 release later this year. Features coming include exercise routes, which show the maps of where you run, and the popular fitness app MyFitnessPal now has an integration with Health Connect. So the integration is within the MyFitnessPal app, not within the Health Connect app. So you can go between them and see your stats between the two apps. A plethora of updates for developers. I haven't used that word in a long time, except for, in essays and stuff. But yeah, a plethora of updates have come for developers. Android Studio is getting AI with it's called Hedgehog. And it's according to TechCrunch, a conversational experience. It helps people write code and debug as well as answer general questions about coding. So, look, I'm not an Android developer. I'm hoping to become one soon, whenever I can find my Java for Dummies book. But, look, Android Studio, it's a pretty good experience. I've used it, I've taken a look around it before. It's a pretty good experience. Maybe this AI hopefully won't be too, pop in my face, trying to convince me to use them. If I can code by myself, let me code by myself. That's all I'm asking. So, Android Studio users, let me know how it feels with this new AI called Hedgehog. There's also ML Hub, which is a place for guidance on machine learning models. So if you need help on machine learning models, Google has it all sorted out for you. It's not a place to do anything. It's more like a forum, a knowledge-based sort of thing. And easier to design. It's now become easier to design Watch OS faces. Wear OS faces. Right, Watch OS is the Watch OS is the Apple one. It's become easier to design Wear OS faces and Flutter apps. If you don't know what Flutter is, it's a UI framework for creating multi-platform apps. Over 1 million of them have been published. Over 1 million. So they've finally been released, and that's all the stuff from developers. And finally, in your automotive, your vehicle, your car, there have been new features in cars through two different paths. Android Auto and Android Automotive. So Android Automotive is this new OS which will run directly in the vehicle. New features include video conferencing, gaming, and YouTube functionality. And an update to Android Auto will include video conferencing integrations with WebEx, Zoom, Microsoft, and more. So that's everything that happened at Google I/O. I actually left out one or two things because they were not important at all. I probably could have left out some stuff from here, but yeah, you now know everything that happened at the biggest Google conference of the year. So I hope you enjoyed it. It was an extra long episode today, and make sure to share it with your friends and family. Obviously go to check out our YouTube channel. If you haven't checked out Castly yet, you can listen to our podcast on Castly, and you can also upload your own podcast to Castly. I'll put the link in the description and a bit more information in the description as well. Check out our website as well. Other than that, however, I'm Leon Panopoulos. You're tuned into the Random Access Show.